What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Alex. Today in this video we're going to be talking about how to choose the right garment for DTF transfer. Choosing the right garment when using DTF transfers can either be the decision between your transfer peeling or not even sticking to the t-shirt at all, or you making a handsome profit and your customer placing another order. You want to make sure that you have the right garment selected for your DTF transfer order every single time. So in this video, we're going to be giving you a checklist, kind of like a guide and overview on everything that you need to know to pick the right t-shirt for your next DTF transfer order. All right, so I know at the beginning of this video, I said that we were going to be talking about t-shirts, but actually we're going to be covering the entire spectrum of garments. So we're going to be going over caps, bags, different types of hats, different types of backpacks, drawstring bags, tote bags, whatever it is. Anything that can basically be heat transferred, we're going to be covering it in this video so that we can inform you and you can make better decisions. Now, those of you who have used DTF transfers in the past, you probably are saying, why is this video even being created? DTF transfers are versatile and I can use them on almost any garment. I don't understand, what's the problem? One of the benefits of using DTF transfers is the versatility that comes with them. They're extremely versatile. They will almost stick to basically anything that you can apply heat to. You can probably get your DTF transfer to stick. Now you might be thinking, okay, DTF transfers are versatile. I'll just choose the cheapest t-shirt I can find and Bob's your uncle. I can go ahead and send that to my customer. I'll make more money, customer will be happy, there we go, everybody wins, right? Wrong. Don't make that same mistake. There are a number of different things that you want to make sure and ensure that you have figured out and chosen correctly when choosing your garment for DTF transfers. Now, before we get into everything, I think we should probably just lay the groundwork and probably talk about the 4 materials, compositions, whatever it is that you want to call them, that make up t-shirts that we see being used by our customers, by their customers, everything. So the number one and probably most common is going to be cotton. It can range the entire composition. It can be 100% cotton. It can be blends, which we'll talk about a little bit later. But 100% cotton is a very common material that is used for making t-shirts, making jackets, hoodies, whatever it is. So odds are you're going to be running into 100% cotton a lot. And one of the great things about it is that DTF transfers stick and perform exceptionally well on 100% cotton. We'll get into all of this a little bit later, but just so that we have the groundwork, 100% cotton, very common and very usable with DTF transfer. Next, we have polyester. Again, polyester is just a material and the composition within the tee can be a broad range. It can be anywhere from 20 to 100% for full performance t-shirts. So that is going to be something that you just have to keep in mind. What percentage is it, poly, cotton, whatever it is, and just make sure that you're keeping that into the back of your head when considering your options. But polyester actually works exceptionally well. It arguably might work the best for DTF transfers, and that's just because polyester, like its name, poly, is essentially plastic based. It's a polymer based fabric. It's a synthetic fabric that is made by humans. So polyester bonds exceptionally well with the adhesive that we use on the back of these DTF transfers. It forms almost like a chemical bond within each of the fabrics in the t-shirt and the particles of adhesive. So polyester with DTF transfers is almost unbeatable. Then we have the blends, which I've kind of talked about a little bit earlier. So it could be a wide range of different blends. Cotton poly, 50-50. It could be 75-25 cotton poly. It could be the other way, 75 poly, 25 cotton. All of these spectrums are going to range, and it's going to depend on the t-shirt that you choose. And it can even depend on the color t-shirt you choose. So make sure that when you're buying your t-shirts from your supplier, you're looking at the colors specifically and then the composition of the entire t-shirt. Then there are the specialty fabrics, these being spandex, rayon, other things that are typically those really stretchy garments. Those also can be very good with DTF transfers. DTF transfers have superior stretch and return from stretch. So things like spandex, leggings, rayon, everything that is super stretchy will go back to normal with the DTF transfer after it's been stretched. It's not going to crack, it's not going to peel, it's not going to fall off of the garment, whatever it is, when you stretch it. These DTF transfers like to stretch with the garment. So before we move on to section 3, just a little bit of a recap. 100% cotton works great. Polyester works exceptionally well. You can't go wrong with polyester. And then blends, you kind of got to walk that line and make sure that the blend that you're choosing is the right blend of cotton, the right blend of polyester, whatever it is. Then when it comes to spandex and rayon, DTF transfers are going to be one of your best bets because of that stretchability. All right, now let's get into the types of garments that you're probably going to be applying DTF transfers to. First and foremost, t-shirts. They're probably going to be your most common. T-shirts, everybody wears t-shirts, so I don't know. Those are probably going to be the most common thing that you are actually going to be applying DTF transfers to, and they can come in a wide range of materials of the ones that I mentioned before being the most common. Next is going to be hoodies and sweatshirts. These are going to be really popular come fall and winter time, and DTF transfers will apply to hoodies, sweatshirts, whatever it is, because again, they're going to be made out of the same materials that the t-shirts are. It's going to be cotton, it's going to be polyester, and it's going to be blends. I have yet to see a hoodie made out of spandex or rayon, but I'm not to say that it's not going to happen for you at any time in the future. Hoodies take DTF transfers just as well as t-shirts. They're basically just the only thing you have to worry about is like the thickness of it. With your heat press, you kind of got to dial back your pressure a little bit to account for that thicker garment. But other than that, they're basically the same as t-shirts. You can apply DTF transfers really easily, and they perform very well. Next up, what about something like sportswear? You got jerseys, outerwear, performance wear, things like that. Are DTF transfers going to be suitable for even something like that? Well, most of the time when we've seen sports jerseys for basketball, baseball, football, whatever it is, come through our shop, they've typically been that 100% polyester performance wear, right? So again, what did we say about polyester earlier in the video? It's going to be one of the best options for DTF transfers. So sportswear, football jerseys, basketball jerseys, baseball jerseys, anything are going to be perfect for DTF transfers. Another reason why they are actually going to be perfect is because DTF transfers, unlike something like a screen print transfer, where am I pointing? Right there. That's our manual screen printing press, and if you were to do something like a screen print transfer, that comes with a 6-sheet minimum. So if you wanted to get like the name and number of a player for a jersey to put on the back of a jersey, whatever it is, you would need to order 6 of them to make the minimum order quantity work for screen print transfers. But with DTF, we don't have any minimums. You can order as little as just 1 sheet, and we will print it and ship it to you. So that makes DTF an even better option for sportswear, outerwear, performance, whatever it is, because of that low minimum, and because most of the time these types of garments are going to be polyester. And next up, you have hats and caps. So these work very well, again, depending on the material of the hat. Hats have a lot more of a range in materials compared to t-shirts, hoodies, and sportswear. You can get wool sometimes with hats. You can get the gamut. You can get a wide range. So you really want to be paying attention to the material that your hat is made of, and also the material on where you're going to be placing the design. Because a lot of the times for the structure, they can use a different material than they actually use for the bill and the fabric on the cap. I don't know what to call it. So just make sure you're paying attention to all of those things. And hats and caps are obviously going to be a little bit more tricky to press because they are structured. You do have to use a hat press to get them on. You can't just use a flat surface like a table or something that you would do with the DTF transfer. So just keep that in mind, especially when you're doing hats and caps. They're a little bit more specialized, and you need that specialized equipment to get the best possible result. But it is entirely possible. You can use DTF transfers on hats and caps completely the same. They work well. And then last but not least, you got those bags and accessories. So these are going to be things like drawstring bags. These also can come in a wide range of materials. They can be 100% polyester, they can be 100% cotton, they can be a canvas type material. So pay attention to the composition. And then there are tote bags, there are backpacks. All of these different types of garments can still be decorated using DTF transfers. The thing with DTF is if you can apply it, if you can like get it so that you can apply the transfer to it, you can set the transfer nice and flat on the garment, and that garment will take the heat of the heat press, then you're good to go. The adhesive will bond with whatever it is on that other side, whether it be fabric, whatever the composition, whether it be like a piece of metal, it will bond to it. The thing that's going to be the question mark is going to be the longevity and the durability, but getting it to make that initial bond will happen with the DTF transfer. That's just how versatile they are and how easy to use they can be. But that also kind of works against it in that it kind of lulls you into that sense of security. And it's just something that I want to make you aware of so that you can ultimately, at the end of the day, provide higher quality products to your customer. Now, before we get out of here, I do want to just touch on a couple other things related to garments, and that's kind of how you're actually applying them. So the steps that you take before and after applying the transfer onto the t-shirt do make a difference. And the number one being that pre-press. So these are something that I know takes that little bit extra amount of time, but it's something that can really help you in the long run with that quality mark in your business. So when you do the pre-press, what that does is it not only flattens the shirt and ensures that you have a nice even flat surface to place your transfer on, it also removes any moisture that has built up into the t-shirt. Now this can have a number of different desired effects. One, getting rid of that moisture can sometimes change the color of the tee because the moisture makes the tee darker. For example, if you're doing like a black shirt, you can get that outline of the box on it. It does go away, and if you really need it to go away quickly, you could just give it a squirt of water and the box will go away. But it's just something to keep in mind and something that you want to make sure that you're doing before you press that t-shirt so that you can remove all of the moisture from the t-shirt before you actually make the adhesion with the transfer onto the t-shirt. Another thing is going to be that post press. So this is something that a lot of suppliers either recommend or don't recommend, and that a lot of people kind of take into their own hands on whether they do or not. It's all kind of subjective on what you're looking to achieve. So doing that second press can influence the way that the transfer feels on the t-shirt. It can kind of make it a little more into the t-shirt feeling. I'm not saying that it's going to be pushing it into the fibers of the t-shirt like screen printing does, but it's going to make it more of like a uniform feeling on the t-shirt versus when you just take it off of that first time and give it a peel. It kind of has a lot more smoothness, and you can really feel it compared to the t-shirt with your hands. When you do that second press, and especially depending on the material that you're putting between the heat press and the transfer, whether that be like craft paper, butcher paper, some people even use like a spare t-shirt in between. All of these things can affect the way that the transfer feels as a finished result. So just experiment with them and see what works for you. And it's not even something that is required. It's just something that really is optional depending on what you're looking to achieve. So that's kind of it. I hope that this video has been like a helpful guide, giving you that checklist on what to look for, what not to look for, and what to use when choosing DTF transfers for your t-shirt order. If you guys do have any questions at all that you guys would like to know more about, there's a specific garment that you guys really like using, the comment section is a great place to do that. I'm trying to build up a community of heat transfer people who are just the community and looking to share information and learn more information. So comment down below any questions that you guys have, anything that you guys would like to hear more about. And please check out the channel. There's a whole backlog of different videos that I have made over the past 3 years in my DTF business. So check that out if you guys are interested for more. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and leave a like on the video down below. It really helps the YouTube algorithm. But for now, guys, I got to get back to work. I'll see you in the next video.